Great. So, and welcome. We're going to get this sharing on Facebook, and then we'll go ahead and get started.
Hello, hello. Thanks for being with us today. Excited to do another episode of Magnet Marketers.
Hello, and welcome everyone to this episode of Magnet Marketers. We're going to be diving into our key takeaways and tips, favorite apps, and all that we picked up. It's Social Media Marketing World 2017. We're super excited for today. We have lots of nuggets to give to you and for you to share with others from all the things we picked up. But before we dive in today, just a quick introduction. My name is Jessica Phillips with Now Marketing Group and Magnet Marketers, here to make sure you create that repeat referral business and build relationships with your ideal audience. And my awesome co-host, Mike Gingrich, founder of Digital Hill, co-founder of the popular apps WIIFYA, Tabsite, published author extraordinaire, and the founder of a nonprofit called I Give Global, where he lives and breathes by the philosophy of always being uncommon and always adding value. Welcome, Mike. How are you today?
Hey, Jessica. I am doing well and glad to be back in the routine here and give the opportunity to share some of the highlights.
Yeah, absolutely. San Diego was fabulous. It was great reconnecting with lots of familiar faces and friends, creating some new memories and picking up lots of really good information. So I'm excited to dive into the theme of the conference, some key nuggets and takeaways that we had. I know we kind of divided and conquered and all went to separate sessions. So
Yep.
little diverse group of things that we picked up, but still some of the same undertone, I think, to all of the sessions. I mean, pretty much everybody was in agreement on a few different things. So we'll kick things off with you, Mike. What was your first takeaway from the conference?
Yeah, I think that the fact that we've always said visuals are important, but for the first time, visuals and media, action media like video being more important than necessarily a blog post, I think was something that we're just seeing that trend. I mean, just because of the amount of time that people consume on their smartphone and particularly on Facebook, that's important for marketers to be aware of, because that time spent is just unbelievable.
Yeah, and I actually pulled the stat, and this was from Mike Stelzner's opening keynote. He was kind of going through the state of social media for the year, as he does with each conference that he kicks off. And he was really going through this just underlining tone that Facebook organic reach is dead. But what are some key things that we can do to really pick it up? And one of the first things that he had mentioned.
Why don't you define that? The organic,
Yeah, so Facebook organic reach, meaning that just posting day to day and pushing out your content on your social media platform, Facebook, is not going to get the same reach that it did last year or even 2 years ago. Before, we were lucky if we had 10% reach for each of our posts, meaning that the people that like your page, even though that they like your page and said that they do agree that they would like to see more of your content because they're liking that Facebook page, doesn't mean that they're going to see your content. One, because there's a lot more people on Facebook. Two, there's a lot more content being pushed out on Facebook every day. People are there multiple times a day, posting, engaging, interacting, but it's becoming a very noisy space. So that organic reach, meaning if you're just putting it out, what's the chances that someone's going to see your content on average if there's no paid promotion behind that piece of content? Now the average reach is like 2% in some cases for business pages, right? So he was saying one of the things that have become extremely important to marketers is making sure that the content that you are pushing out on social, that it is the best that it can be. So it's packaged the best, it is set up to be delivered and have the best chances of succeeding organically. And one of those things for marketers that said that it's working for them is when they're putting their content with good visuals. Because as Mari said, and I heard her say this a couple of times, you want that thumb to stop. People are so used to scrolling. And what can you do to make that thumb stop and get noticed? Because it could be they're just scrolling past your stuff. So what can you do to get that thumb to stop on your content? And one of the things is making those key visuals. So the stat that he had said, and I'm going to read this, 85% of marketers use visuals to enhance their content, which is up 74% from just last year. 74% visuals. So that can be anything from imagery to videos to whatever to make it pop.
Yes, yeah. So marketers are using visuals more. They're recognizing the importance of that, and just the critical nature, as you said, of I like that. Just how can you get that thumb to stop? Because people are scrolling through and scrolling through, talking about the Facebook news feed, and you need to do something which puts a halt on that, and an image is a way to do that. So again, with organic, particularly like text posts and even link posts, those are getting some of the lowest reach out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Link posts, because Facebook is using their algorithms just like Google and any other network to say what is going to be the most relevant and important to you as the person that's consuming this content. They want you to see more things naturally from your friends and family and things that you care about. So if anything seems like it's going to be a salesy type post, they're not going to be showing it to you because that's not really what you want to see. So the more that you can have visuals and content that people want to stop their thumb on and share or care, about that post, that's when you're kind of in the zone to get that maximum reach that you can get on Facebook. But that doesn't mean posting more content, right? So that was the other thing, that actually posting more frequently is not the answer. So some people are like, okay, if I only have this much chance of being seen and 2% reach, that just means I need to post 20 times because then I can have a more percentage of people that see the content. That actually hurts you. It does not help you. So what their recommendations were anywhere from 2 to 4 times posting on your business page a day is plenty. You don't need more content. You need better content, more thought through content, quality, helpful, serving, things that are going to make people care or share. That's the kind of content that you want to be producing on social media. Think about your medium, think about the space. People are there hanging out with friends and family. What kinds of content are they going to want to see from your company that's related to where you're at in the space? So 2 to 4 times a day for business pages.
Okay. Yep. And I mean, a second thing, if I kind of move on to that, is the kind of the evolution of content. That we've always talked about this before. Content is king, and you need quality content on your website. But the element of what that content is, what it does, has kind of shifted. And I liked one of the statements, and you quoted them there, that brands are no longer storytellers; they're story creators. So how can your business be a story creator and generate its own content, its own story, tell a story. Okay. So it's not necessarily reporting on things, but that goes back to us as media producers just like what we're doing right now, Facebook Live. So we're able to go and communicate the story right here. It's not through an intermediary, that type of thing. We become our own broadcasters. We become our own storytellers.
Yeah, and you can have fun with it. I actually just shared something on the Magnet Marketers page yesterday, and it was this whole thing around Brad's wife. Have you heard that? Hire Brad's wife. She had worked at a Cracker Barrel. Okay, so I think all of the internet is buzzing about Brad's wife right now. But it was a Chick-fil-A. It said, now hiring Brad's wife, and it was just pulling out something that was fun, but creating their own story around it, and they could have just simply shared the article, but they thought, hey, we're going to have some fun with this. And it got a lot of shares. I shared it, just things like that, that you could have
Yeah.
a little bit of fun with it. Now, granted, that's not like really going outside of the box with content, but it is, just having fun with situations that are happening in the day, the real time posts that you can put out and make yourself really relevant, timely, and think about your content in a way of, hey, we're going to tell a story. We are going to create the story, excuse me, and get other people involved with what we're doing. So that
Yep.
content is king has been the statement for a long time, and it's holds true today that you have to think about, how am I going to create those stories, and tell them in a medium that is going to reach our audience. So like you said, Mike, Facebook Live is brought up a ton. Snapchat was still mentioned, but live video in general, still huge, but it's not 100% all in video and just in social posts. I mean, there was a lot of mention around just your blog content and the things that are living on your website too. You still have to be producing that quality content there that is offering up that deeper dive value that then can be shared in a fun way onto your social media and a way to drive people back to your home base. And the key word is quality. So it's not more, it's sometimes less, but it's just quality, thoughtful content, because putting an ad budget behind content that's not great still doesn't produce any results. You have to focus on that quality content, then put an ad budget behind that quality content that's going to go back to your website.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think the one of the items that stood out to me with content again was the need for us to always be you kind of mentioned it with Brad's wife thing. So that was people paying attention to that and then using that. So we need to be collectors. We need to be paying attention to what's happening around us, and that's you tie into that. How can you apply that, and how can you connect with that? So be a connector, be a segmenter. Find ways to connect the dots and connect it to your world. And I mean, that's what we do when we go to a conference. We think about networking. We think about finding like-minded people that we might be able to do something with, share partnership with, do business with. And so, if you're doing that well, you are listening, you're collecting and connecting. And I think that's what I heard, take it to the social media level, take it to the blog level.
Yeah.
How can you be listening, collecting, and connecting? Man, I should coin
It's funny
that was beautiful, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really good. But it's so funny that you said collecting, because it ties into my next idea, which was talking about Ann Hanley sessions, which her sessions are always gold, right? But I really, really enjoyed her session. But she showed a picture of a squirrel, and she said that is like the content creator's spirit animal, she said, because you need to be collecting and hoarding ideas all the time. She said, like, think of 5 ideas all the time. Like, it could be random things that pop in your head. You're like, oh, I should write something about this. And even if you don't have time to do it now, always be collecting those ideas and storing them away so you can use them in a story later. But because you're crafting this story, right, you're telling this story with your content, she gave lots and lots and lots of good points on writing and the process of writing. And she owns a book, Everybody Writes, and she talks about that not to be scared of writing. You don't have to feel like it's a superpower that you have to have, but everybody writes, and that there's an art to it. So she talked about a way to write is just like how a pharmacist works. You have to think about the prescription that you're providing that's really going to help your audience. So think of it like, if you're a pharmacist, what are you trying to cure? What are you trying to give someone that is really going to alleviate some of their pains or help them, get to this next level best? And she said, collect and hoard ideas, like 5 ideas a day. Take an issue and explore the daylights out of it. She said, maybe it's inbound marketing, or maybe it's doing live video, and explore all the ways that you can help someone solve that problem in every way possible. She said, it made you feel like you're writing, duplicate content, but really just focus on a million different ways of answering the same question and with just a different spin on it. She said that's how you practice and get really good at answering the questions. And she said too, 3 stages to get started: gather a lot of ideas, sort by using like a tool like Trello, which we've mentioned here quite a few times, and then commit to it. She said, so schedule things out ahead of time, like using CoSchedule, which I know you're a fan of, Mike. And that way, that you're committed to this calendar of publishing and that you're going to stay on track with it. She used the phrase screw and do, meaning screw it up the first time, but then do it right. She said, don't even look at your first draft. Like, just write and get your ideas out of your head and just write, and don't hit the backspace. Like, just keep going, get your ideas out. And then, start with your intro. Ask yourself, what's in it for your audience? What do you want to say? Yeah, what's in it for your audience, which is the key. And then it's not what you want to say, but it's what your audience wants to hear. So what are they wanting to hear from you? And what are you trying to help them, like that pharmacist, alleviate? What problems are you trying to alleviate for them? She said, start with your intro, and that's where you grab them. And you have to keep asking yourself, so what and because. So like, so what? Like, so what? Live video is the next big thing. Because why? And answer those questions in that so what, because way. And then in your third paragraph, that's where you're bringing it together with the answer, but really grab them with their headline and lead with your best bits. Your readers are always looking for reasons to stop reading. So you need to lead with your best bits and wait to your third paragraph to really give that away. So phenomenal session by Ann Hanley. Really helped me because I do get stuck in the content writing process, and I found her session incredibly valuable.
Yeah, and it flows incredibly with our theme, magnet marketers, not to be a bullhorn, and that acronym, WIIFYA, what's in it for your audience. Yeah, I like that, and she's speaking what we're preaching here again. I mean, where it's coming back of what's in it for your audience. Takes time to understand what their problems are, what's relevant to them, and then delivering it in such a way that it's helpful for them. What can they immediately apply to that, which can help their business, which can solve their problem?
Absolutely. I was trying to find Dan's session here. Hold on a second, because he said something that was right in line with it. And he was talking all about customer experience, and he nailed it with this quote. And it's exactly what we preach all the time. And it said, if you don't get the offline experience right, you will suffer the online ramifications of that too. So also not just focusing on what you're solving like online with your process, but focus on your customer experience offline as well, and think about what's in it for your audience. Like every bit of the experience is all in correlation with what you're doing online. So if you can translate your offline story online, just seamlessly focus on the experience in both areas of the business, both offline and online.
Yep, I think that's critical, because if you ramp up your social well and then you fail immediately as they become a customer, and the customer service part of that, the experience right when they start is less than ideal, that's a big drop off. And so offline and online is important to merge together. This was about what's leading edge in the online world, but always, tying that together to offline, where so much, has to happen.
Absolutely. Yeah. There were some favorite apps that were mentioned. I don't know if you want to dive into those now, that were all in correlation to producing content and just making user-generated content, and things just stand out. So some of my favorite apps were, it's called WIIFYA, but the website URL, which we will post both here on Blue Jeans and also on Facebook, but it's Animatron, animatron.com/WIIFYA. But what this app does is, for all of you that have heard us mention Canva a million times, now get ready, because we're going to start mentioning this app like a million times. But it's called WIIFYA. And what this app allows you to do is take video both your own video and the video that they have preloaded in, and think Canva but for video. So it is a mixture of like iMovie and Canva is the best way I can describe it. But you put in either your video or choose from video that they have built into the app. And then you can put your text, your branding, music, everything to it, and create your own videos for your social media posts. So it makes it incredibly easy to create those thumb-stopping videos that are going to stand out on your social media. Now, I did take a lesson from Mari. I went to her session, Mari Smith, and she did mention that Square Video is performing better, and they have the option for Square Video and other formats of video for each appropriate network. But
Yep.
that app is called WIIFYA, and that one did make me stop and sign up right there.
Okay. And again, Square Video is something that's, you can do right within your Instagram app, for instance. Instagram has always been kind of geared towards being square first and foremost, but it is interesting that, there's a little shift there going on, and that Square is moving and doing the best now on Facebook from the data there.
Yeah, it was crazy. Mari had something pinned actually on her Facebook page from yesterday, I believe, is when she shared it. But just studies from the same exact video, but just one's formatted in Square and one is not. The same ad, the same copy, the same everything. And the differences of how the Square video performed to the landscape video, like, just blew me away, like how much Square Video is just outperforming, not just outperforming as views, but also signups and subscriptions, downloads, conversions as a whole. Like, just Square Video is where it's at. So it does have Square Video built into this app, or if you're using another tool, just think Square Video.
Yep. Now I'll give you another app that I came across. Now this is how it works, So I'm sitting in a session, and the person next to me, who I just kind of met, just briefly kind of thing, takes a picture of the speaker and starts doing some things with it. And I see her getting ready to publish this, and I'm watching what she's doing there, and I'm like, that is cool. What the world is that? So I'm like, the session's going on. I'm like, hey, what's that app? What's that app? And so I learned a great new app while in a session from a person sitting beside me. It wasn't the speaker.
That's the best way. That's the best way.
And that's Lumyer, Lumyer. And that's a mobile app. And it allows you to add animations to a still photo. So she took a photo, and then you can have different effects on it. So you can have lights or different pieces that you want to highlight, different things like that. So again, it's about trying to stop that thumb when it's scrolling. So you think about this. You can load this to Instagram, for instance, and you begin to immediately see that motion. And so you can it's technically a 6-second, 7-second video type piece there. But it just grabbed my attention. It's a way of enhancing photos. And I think that's a value. That's one that I added to my phone right away. It has a free version that's pretty robust. Then you can add on things to get more actions, things that you want to customize on that piece there.
I've seen people use that for their profile. Sorry.
Yep.
A little bit of feedback there.
Like for their Facebook profile or different things?
Yeah, their Facebook profile where they're using it to create the video within their profile, and they're just using their still image from their profile picture, but adding a little glitz and glam to it, if you will. So I know Maria has this as her profile, and that's one of the tools that she had mentioned that she uses quite frequently as well. So that is definitely one that we'd want to check out. So maybe you can put the link to that or the spelling of that so others can look it up. In the message here. Okay, perfect. And I'll move on to the next one while you do that. The app is called Tack, but the URL is called foundontach.com. And this is ingenious software. So we all struggle with trying to find our own images, right? And sometimes, let's just say your hotel, your destination location, and it's hard to take really good in the moment photos for yourself unless you're hiring people and you're getting actresses and models or whatever to create some of that imagery, right? Found on Tack, and Tack is the name of the app. What they allow you to do is user-generated content. You're able to use user-generated content. So if someone else has taken a great picture, which I'm always in this scenario where everyone else is creating these great pictures and I like miss the moment because I'm like living in the moment. But with this app, you can find other pictures around hashtags or around a search query, maybe your business name, or maybe it's a location or just something that you're looking for. So it doesn't feel like stock photo. You're able to use real photos found on Instagram. Send someone a quick little message and say, hey, we've seen your photo. We love it. We would like to use it. And it gives them a release form. The user is excited that you want to feature their photo. They respond back, yes. And now you're able to use their photo in your marketing material or on your social media. So it's a great way of finding and using user-generated content for your images that we just mentioned are one of the most valuable pieces for a marketer right now. And you don't have to hire people to go take these photos and stage them. It's real photos in the moment that others are taking that you can use on your own profile. So TAC allows you to find the content, one, search for it, allows you to get permission from them right there. And it also allows you just to see what people are taking a photo of. Maybe you're just wanting to look and see, hey, we just had this conference. I want to get a quick glimpse of all the photos that are taken and find out what's popular and trending in this location. Allows you to do that too. It aggregates all the data right there in their backend. So really cool app. That is Tyler Anderson and Bill created this app. They hosted a demonstration and a kickoff pre-social media marketing world 2017, and everybody was blown away with what this app can do. Very cool app.
Excellent one. Excellent one. Now, I also just, love those guys, love what they're doing there. I think that one is, what was one of their clients? It was something with the One World Trade Center in New York City, so you think about a place where people are taking loads of pictures. And so then they're able to use all that user-generated content by using this tool. They can see it, they can request permission and get that quickly and then publish it into their website. And voila, there's loads of great content from the users.
And I was impressed when they did a demo with me. They were able to see like what's trending in our location. So they were able to tell me about a niche cupcake business that's right here in my town. That's not a national chain or anything, but they're showing me pictures of Sarah's Sweets right here in my location from San Diego. So if you have remote clients, right, and you're not in their locale, you can still get that user-generated content, right, from using that app. So really, really cool.
Yep.
One of the others that's not really an app, but just something that I always forget about, this is in writing content, Google Scholar. So you can go use google.com/scholar. This is one that was mentioned by Ann Hanley. Actually, the next few are. But she talks about if you have deep research content that you're trying to write, use Google Scholar. You're going to get more accurate information, be able to, sort through that content and get deeper research in order for your blog post. So just more accurate information. So google.com/scholar, a great resource there.
Yep.
And Bloomberry, and that's a tool for content creators to find out what questions your clients are asking. So you don't have to guess. You can literally type in about your industry and find out what are the top search for questions within your space. Super helpful. I really wish I knew about this app a long time ago.
Yeah, now a couple more with keyword ideas that I think were helpful. I mean, we've talked about before, but BuzzSumo, I think is a great tool. BuzzSumo, BUZZSUMO.com, to analyze what content performs best for any topic or website. So it kind of allows you to take a look at competitor sites or by keyword topic and find out what is performing well. And then you can it'll tie you into perhaps influencers who are strong in that area that could promote your content. So that's a key one that came up multiple times and I think has a lot of value is BuzzSumo, particularly for when you're researching things for blog content.
Absolutely. Just a few other mentions there, Ubersuggest and Blogabout, just to give you some blog topic ideas. Those are two others that Ann Hanley had mentioned. The next thing that was really highly discussed at the conference, which of course you guys will know that it's our favorite topic, which is relationship marketing slash inbound marketing slash customer experience management. All the same thing when you boil it down, but focus on building relationships, drawing people in like a magnet versus being a bullhorn. Something you've heard us say for the last 3+ years that we're all about. And I am so excited to see that it was a theme across the conference. The people are all the speakers, all the influencers there are focusing on this topic because that really is the game changer. Last year, we talked about in the year 2020, the big thing that's going to be the deciding factor between somebody choosing your brand or a competitor is going to be all about that experience that you're providing. So really, really excited that the first day's keynote at the end, the closing keynote, was all talking about delighting your audience in the first 100 days. What was his name again? I did not put it down. Do you remember
Joey
his name?
Coleman was the first 100 days.
Yeah, Joey Coleman. But he talked about, creating that experience and making sure that it's more than just a sale. That doesn't you don't stop once the sale happens. Like you are in this delighting phase throughout 100 days and beyond. That you want to make sure that you are providing the very best experience from day one, before day one, and after day one. So he gave some nuggets there. One of the things I was really, really excited that he mentioned, and Mike, you brought this to my attention, was gifting. So we talked about here on the show about doing gifts to delight. We mentioned a few like Sugar Wish, which is a candy that you can send to your clients, send out cards, customized cards that you can send out. Bomb Bomb, which hilarious enough, right before we jumped on this session, I had met with someone and talked with them before the conference, or I'm sorry, during the conference, and told him about Bomb Bomb. And Matt Cherry is his name. And he sent me, I don't know if you can see this, his first Bomb Bomb video, thanking me for my time and telling him some tips on delighting. So very, very cool that people are checking it out. But maybe you can elaborate with other things that were talked about during that keynote.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the thing that stood out to me was Joey was highlighting that there's often kind of buyer's remorse or buyer's hesitation immediately afterwards. Because you think about, so he encouraged you to think through your processes. What are your touch points that you do immediately after someone purchases? And, are those touch points, how are they done? Is something by email? Is something by phone? Is something by mail? Is there any gift? Those kind of things. So he's recommending some pieces there, just because he said oftentimes there can be some buyer's remorse. You think about what normally happens. I mean, what do we do? We send out an invoice. Maybe that's digital. Maybe that's that. Then what? Maybe there's an email or something like that.
Asking for stuff.
Are we taking time to build further equity? It's not just, hey, we can't stop and say we're satisfied that we have they've signed now, but we've got a process ahead of us, and you want to do that well, that journey of the life cycle, because he mentioned that a 5% reduction in your customer attrition, 5% reduction in customers leaving you, can ultimately benefit your bottom line, your profit margin, 25 to even up to 100%. Okay, just by 5% reduction, 5 out of 100 less, leaving you. And so, there's simple things that you can do with that, but that
easy. Yeah. I love it. I think that is so true. It has made a huge difference. Just one thing we do here is we send a welcome to the family message first. And we'll do that via video and email. Then within a week's time, we make sure that within those few first days, they get to go to the digital candy store. They get to pick out their candy. They get their thank you gift, right? And then after that, like when we're during the process, we will send out a card, and we send out a card that has like their website completion image on it or something that's meaningful to them. So it keeps that delighting going. So it can be super, super simple things total. So for the card, the candy, the email time, everything, I mean, you're looking at under $50. I mean, you can go up on what you're sending, but under $50 for the whole thing. I mean, it's definitely worth it when you think about long run. And it's not just to say you're doing it just to, I mean, you're doing it because it's the right thing to do, one. But two, the other benefit to that is that you're going to lessen your churn of clients, and it's going to just create a good relationship moving forward for that repeat referral business that we're all about.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. What do you want to move to now? Do you want to talk about
your Instagram real quick? Because I know you love Instagram. So maybe 12 content ideas that were brought up by Sue, and Instagram, maybe mention a few of those, and then we can kind of wrap it up.
Yeah, no, I think that we heard a lot about Instagram. We heard, and that kind of reinforced what I've, felt. I mean, that the last 6-8 months have been powerful for Instagram, and in terms of a business marketing tool, in terms of their evolution, what they've rolled out, and in terms of where they're going. Instagram is here to stay, folks, just like, parent Facebook, and they are powering up. And so, the key thing is for your business, make sure you have the Instagram account. And for your business, make sure you change that, upgrade that to a business profile, which is easy to do within the app. Tie that to your Facebook page. And so you want a business profile on Instagram. And then it's begin to think of that as a content opportunity, a way for you to reach your audience, talk with them, build trust, build some equity. And you can do things like, and again, think video, think live video, think stories, the Instagram stories tool, where you communicate an idea. So it's not just a random 10-second clip there, but it's multiple ones segmented together as a story. How-tos, okay? You can do a tutorial that way, either by video, live video, or in a Instagram story that's pieced together. You can put video in the story, that type of thing. You can do blog introduction snippets. So you got a new blog post out, you can come over to Instagram and talk about that in a post, in your story, both, and because they kind of have different audiences. I mean, your stories are always up there at the top, scrolling across. People can see your icons. That's good. You can even refer them and say from the story, okay, follow through, go to our post, and you get people to find your post. Then you can say, use the link in our bio to go to our website on that. So you can kind of direct them even in that regard. But blog post snippets there, you can do short little interview clips. And we saw that happening a lot at Social Media Marketing World, where you can do that on Instagram. So think about that. If you're at a trade show, you're at an event, customer testimonial within your team, you want to talk about something. Podcast previews, I've started to do a little bit of this then as well. I need to do more of that, and that is use it to talk about what your podcast talks about, and give them, that first point of your 5 points that you talk about, and get them over there. Obviously, you can highlight events, what's happening, what's going to happen at an event, and you can run exclusive deals, particularly in stories, because they're only going to last 24 hours. So you could talk about it, launch it. It's there. It's going to go away in 24 hours. So that's another opportunity. And do things like, a day in the life of, or a testimonial. So there's lots of potential there. I just gave you a series of those. And this is new ways to use Instagram. It's not just about sharing a one, image, but there's multiple ways with stories, and even with the carousel, or the multiple images in Instagram posts, you can tell a story. So you can have a post and have multiple images, and you can load those up, and maybe it's a visual image, nice visual image with just a couple words on it that helps. And over the course of those 4, 5, 6 images, that tells a story. So there's value there as well.
I thought I had heard something that something's changing with Instagram stories. Am I wrong on that? I was trying to look it up while you're talking.
Something evolving with it?
That it's going over to Facebook or something?
Well, I
read it wrong.
I've saw some clips on that. I mean, obviously they've been experimenting with Messenger Day, and that's kind of a stories concept. What's going to happen with stories? Is it going to be available On Facebook, I know they're beginning to evolve with some things, and we'll have to kind of wait and see what happens. But those are tools to evaluate, I think, for sure.
I wasn't sure if it was like an official thing or what, but who knows? Tomorrow it can be completely rolled out. That's just the name of the game with social. I did pick some of the most quoted and retweeted quotes from and statements from the speakers at Social Media Marketing World that kind of sums up their talks as well. Shalene Johnson was the second day closing keynote, and she says, be an expert at the way you do it. So whatever you do, you do it. You do it, and you do it well. Brian Fanzo, love this quote. Let's put the social back in social media. That's what it's all about. It's not broadcast messaging. It is social. So put the social back in social media. Mark Schaefer's funny. He says, hit them where they ain't. That's the key to finding your space. So, finding your space to hit them where they ain't, get them, don't go at it with the same angle that everybody else is going at it. Hit them with your own personality, your own style, where you're finding your lane and a certain way to tell and create your story, as we mentioned, that's memorable. So you're not a copy or carbon copy of somebody else and just fade away, but you be you.
Yep.
You want to read?
No, I like that. And social selling bridges the gap between sales and marketing. That was by Coco Sexton. Social selling bridges the gap, and so you think about that, the communication, the storytelling, the trust building, the communication that between that process of sales marketing, it's bringing those pieces together. It's merging them. And so the marketing has an element of sales in it. Sales has elements of marketing. Those silos have to be broken down, and they are collaborating together. I thought that was a valuable one. And Shama Hyder's one, our best weapon is to out-educate our competitor. Our best weapon is to out-educate our competitors. Think about that one.
Out-educate, out-help, out-serve. All of that. That is your best defense, creating that engagement and that experience, I should say, that is going to make people remember you, which ties nicely into the next one by Jay Baer. Great customer experience creates volunteer marketers. You want them to love you so much that they're willing to refer their friends and family to you, and more than just refer them to you, they're going to insist that they do business with you, because who else would you do business with, right? You're going to insist it because you have this personal connection and you feel like you are their advocate and you stick up for them and want your friends and family to do business with them. So creating that marketing army just by providing great customer service.
Yep.
Social and digital is an opportunity to better pay attention to our customers. Social listening to what they're saying, hearing their feedback, taking that into consideration, and figuring out additional ways of helping them and improving their experience.
Right. And then another one, social business is everyone's business. You need thick skin to be in social media. Okay, just because it's out there, right? I mean, it's out there, and people were going to, you put something out there, you could get attacked by it, those types of things. You have to have enough thick skin, and it does elevate the level of exposure you have in a good way and a bad way, and you have to be ready for that.
Yeah, that reminds me of a story from Amy's Bakery. Did you ever see that show on Kitchen Nightmares? Yeah, I don't know if you guys have not seen that. We read an article about it a long time ago, but it almost started based on Yelp reviews. People were reviewing, just giving her some feedback on things that she can improve. She took it personal. She attacked them on social, which created these raging non-fans, if you will, that were telling everybody they shouldn't do business with this place. So the same thing that you can create raving fans, you can also create raging fans. So you're going to make sure that you have thick skin, you take feedback into consideration. I love Jay Baer's book, Hug Your Haters, and he talks about, it's not the people that complain or that give you feedback that you need to worry about. It's the people that don't say anything at all. Those are the people that you need to be concerned about. So the people that are caring enough to tell you how you can improve, take that, have that thick skin, and improve upon your process and show others how you handle customer service by answering it publicly and in the right way, and showing others how you're going to take care of your customers. I love all of how the synergy is kind of going together. The next one is the one that everyone cheered amen to Michael Stelzner when he said, and that algorithms are a nightmare for marketers, because as soon as we get into the rhythm and we feel like we're in this groove, bam, another algorithm changes and we're trying to figure it out all over again. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, but no thanks. Please stop changing your algorithm. But yeah, that's one thing. I mean, you just have to be aware that care will never go out of style. So just keep caring. And then just sometimes the way that you're delivering your same package of caring could be in a different medium, as far as like square videos versus, images, whatever. But just remember, the algorithm, is not always going to stay the same.
Right. It's not going to stay the same. Yep.
This next one was perfect, by Chris Ducker. I feel like we're cut from the same cloth here with this, but
yeah.
This.
Market like a magnet, attract the best, repel the rest.
Yes, it should have been our slogan.
But attract the best, repel the rest.
Yeah, attract the best, repel the rest. You're really just looking for your ideal audience. Not everyone. That's just going to mess with your algorithm, like Michael Stelzner said. You're really just trying to attract your tribe. So focus on your clear message and how you can just help this one audience group that you can really serve better than anyone else, and forget the rest. There's somebody else out there for them. You just focus in your lane of who you can help, and I promise you that it will work.
Yeah.
That was our 50-minute takeaway from Social Media Marketing World 2017. It was a lot of fun, a lot of good photos, a lot of great tweets, a lot of good times and s'mores that were had at the conference. But yeah, I think it was a great just undertone to the whole thing about relationship marketing.
Yep. Just totally reinforced where we're going, what we're doing. And I think that's, kind of a wonderful segue into, again, just highlighting what Magnet Marketers does, and the Magnet Marketers Masterclass. We have 35 tremendous, videos that you can be a part of this masterclass. He has a private Facebook group. You get the videos delivered to you. 35. We met most of them out there at the conference. Had an opportunity to connect with them, and again, every Tuesday we're doing this. It's all found at magnetmarketers.com. And, we want people to be able to follow us there, and also, sign up to make sure you're aware of these. But this is, a routine for us, Tuesdays at 4:00 that we do this. And we want to make sure that you can sign up to get alerts on that. And
I'll post the link real quick here.
Excellent. So we're going to post the link in both Blue Jeans here and also on the Facebook page. But the key there is sign up to be alerted for our, as a reminder, and what the topic is for the next Magnet Marketers live show, which is Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But you go to magnetmarketers.com, you can learn about the masterclass there. 35 of us put together some of our best content. You can get, you can take that as a course, go through the certification process on it. And, we've even had people getting college credits, for doing that, follow through on that. So it offers value, and it goes through these principles in depth with the things that we highlight in shows like this.
Absolutely. And also, by subscribing to the list, you can go straight to magnetmarketers.com, click under the Get in Touch. That's where the button is for the Training Tuesdays, where you can sign up, like Mike said, get notified. But even if you miss a week, by also signing up this list, we will send you the replay. So if you can't catch us live, we'll still get the replay and go from there. But we hope to have you guys joining us each week as we talk about magnet marketers and how to become a magnet versus being a bullhorn. I'm posting a link here now.
Folks, make sure you sign up there, and that way we can see you again next Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern time.
That's right. So thank you guys all so much for joining us here live on Magnet Marketers, where our goal is always to help you become a magnet with your marketing versus being a bullhorn. We hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and looking forward to staying in touch. Thanks again, Mike, for your time.
Yep. Take care, everybody.
See ya.